The undeniable beauty of Princess Leia Organa. This is only one Kenobi. Only one. Now, me and this Leia go back a long way. I have decided I'd like to open it because I have yet another. I have bought this thing and I've sold it. And then I bought another one cheap and then I sold it. Because back when I first bought it, I didn't want to open it. I didn't think much of it. And then I managed to sell it on for a profit. Then I got another one cheap and sold that on it for a profit. This is years ago. And now I'd never sell her for a profit because she's just going for nothing, because she's £5 at the Entertainer and not worth anything anymore in this country anyway. And so now I have another one in my possession. This one is definitely going to get opened. Look at the state of the packaging. As I say, it's come from the Entertainer. And this one, I just want to open it. It's been hanging on my pegs over there. And now I want to get her open for me. So there is a close-up look of her. And I had the pick of the figures in the store. There was about 10 of them, so I went through every single one until I was happy with the facial sculpt. And I picked this one. I have to say, the facial sculpt reminds me more of Ellen Ripley than Carrie Fisher or Princess Leia, but still, that was the best one I could find. She's got quite a nice soft face on there. They all varied so much, but that was the one that I could see most of Carrie Fisher in. So enough talk, let's get her open. And here she is. Yeah, it's a lovely figure, lovely, lovely, lovely. And she does not, unfortunately, have any peg holes on her feet, but that doesn't matter. There she is spinning, and all I want to say to you is I'll come back to her in a minute. She looks quite nice from there as well. Finally, I've seen what she looks like from the back of the pack, because I've only ever seen her from the front. Right, okay, let me just get this sorted for you. Excuse me a minute, please. There you go. Now, this is a picture courtesy of Bosk's Bounty, who put this onto. He's a big fan of these comics, which are great. The artwork that they choose for these comics is actually superior to images that you actually get in the vintage collection. But this is, sorry about the shaky camera, I was just itching my arm. This image of Leia would have been a spectacular cardback for ceremony gown, Yavin gown Leia. Look at that. It's brilliant. So thanks very much, Bosk's Bounty, for sharing that one. Speaking of Yavin ceremony vintage figures, this is the other figure that I have, which is Yan? Oh my god! It's Han Yavin ceremony, and I don't have him loose, so technically this is the first ever figure I've ever had in my possession loose for the Yavin ceremony. And there is the loose medal that came with her. And going back onto her now, there she is. So again, my point is, folks, as you can tell where I'm going with this, this is yet another figure that could have and should have been in the vintage collection on a beautiful vintage card. So there she is, not bad at all. Again, you don't get, unfortunately, there is no peg hole for her feet, so she's literally standing on that table. If I nudge it, she'll fall. And speaking of Yavin ceremony figures, there was also a Luke Skywalker in the Black Series that was in the orange card line, which is that packaging there. He was also the one with, you know, the orange kind of beige coloured jacket. That was also in the Black Series. That would have been awesome. So you'd have all three of them by now. You'd have all of them on a vintage card back for the Yavin ceremony, but you don't. So, oh well. There's not much more I can do or say about it. The articulation of her, oh god, this is where it all goes to pieces now. Bear with me, folks. I have to change the position of where I am on this chair so I can see what I'm filming. Let's move that out the way. Obviously, with any figure, that's hard goods all around the waist there for the skirt, so there's nothing that you can do for articulation there. I wonder if they even have articulated the legs. Sometimes figures do get articulated when you can't even do anything to articulate them. But she's got a hinge there, is it? Yeah. And that is about it, really. She looks a bit better in that kind of moving her arms around a bit. And of course, the medal is right there. So you can do it any way you want. There you go, folks. That's all I can say about her. She's nice looking. I'm glad I finally got her loose. The deal was, let me explain and put her back on here, and I'll talk to you a bit more about why I never got hold of her before now. I bought her years ago when they first released the Black Series. I think Kylo Ren was in the wave. She was, and as the First Order Stormtrooper. They were about £10 or £11 at Asda, and I bought a few of them. And I just needed the money at the time, so I was about to take her back and get my money back. But I actually put her on eBay for £20, and someone snapped her up. So back then she was rare. Then I bought another one some weeks later for £6 because she was reduced in Asda, and I put her straight onto eBay and sold her again for the asking price, which was about £19. It's felt like a scalper. And then I just saw her again on a shelf, and I thought, well, for £5, finally I can get hold of her to own her loose, and here she is, ladies and gentlemen. But again, it's bittersweet, because it could have been so much more. Vintage collection, not Black Series. You know what I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.